Oh, I'm gonna be so pissed. Guess what?
Well,
I wasn't recording. Rip. And that's how the video starts. I've been getting some critics and some suggestion feedbacks from the Discord, from the forum, and from conversation, and from my YouTube channel. And they're saying that the videos are a little bit too big. They're very in-depth video. They're very detailed video, but they're very, very, very too long. From now on, all videos that I try to make are going to be between 20 to 25 minutes, or if I can drop it all the way to 6-10 minutes, I will do so. I may maybe be able to miss some information and stuff like that, but again, I've been told that players can just comment below, and which will make my video more active. They can just comment below and ask the question themselves. So again, we're about to start with this video because again, we had other players saying that they're too hard healing, having a hard time tanking, and I did it with someone else named Daddy Dingus, and they said that it was easy. Also did it with he did it with his friend, and also said it was easy. So during this time, as you see, I told him to heal himself and heal me. Now before, what we found out is that the players had a little trouble, and if I actually put this back on game view, there it is. If we put this back up on game view, and you actually go up top here, go to game settings, and then go to the keybinds, you'll find out this is a way to deselect yourself and select your select cell, which is Ctrl+S. When you actually click some button, you start healing him. You can hit Ctrl+S, that does select yourself, and then you can target yourself for heals. This is the most horrible way to actually heal. Even worse, if you actually go to game settings, go to the mouse control, look to the right, and have normal spells. If you're at normal spells, again, you have to see the circle thing. It's basically for every spell, even for this one or for the E spell. Even healing yourself like this, trying to, is mute. It doesn't work, as you see right now. And again, I can do control, and then you see, it's really hard to heal himself. So again, I will actually go to game settings, go to the quick normal spell, and put it on quick cast on button press, not on release, on button press. When that happens, is obviously if you touch yourself like this, you'll be able to heal. Same thing if you touch somebody else. Now the thing is, that is still the wrong way to heal. If you go to the game's settings and go back to your key bindings and scroll down, you'll find out that this is supposed to be on default, and the default will be for the spell for the self heal should be Alt and Q. Now that's how I heal myself. I target the party on my left side here, and I alt heal. Of course, I can always keep behind the party that I have on my left side with F1, F2, F3, or if I don't use the 1 or 2, I can put those keybind for it to select the parties in order from 1, 2, 3. Again, the way I actually did it is I just click on the party, on the icon on the left side of the party, click on that, and basically I heal them up. Now, since I'm only focusing on myself and my partner, all I need to do is actually focus on one player to heal, or myself. And that is, you have to use your Alt and Q. Alt and Q, if I press it right now, it heals myself. So watch, this person is right here, and I clicked on him, and now I'll be able to heal him. But I also able to heal myself and split the stack between me and him, as you see, without stopping. So I can give him, again, I can be running around, and then I give him the E, give him the W, he heals over there. Then I can just go ahead and heal myself as I run away by keeping the Alt pressed, and then just click on the Q. Or I could do with anything with any of the abilities down here, such as either sacrifice, spiritual seed, or protected nature, as you're about to see right now. There it is. I did it on myself, and look, I'm not even clicking on myself right here like you should for the normal button presence in a quick cast. I'm actually clicking Alt, and I am able to heal from far away while running around. Players need to actually get used to this. So go into the game, press Alt, keep it hold, and start healing yourself as you're running away, as you're using ability, as you're using other type of ability, as you're using fear ability, everything like that. Just keep running around, and that's how you should heal yourself. Killing other, all you need to do is release the alt and then again press Q like this. See, the person over here is getting healed. Maybe I should get up somebody who's not moving. This person right here, as you see, I'm using all the abilities on him. I'm gonna heal twice on myself, then I'm gonna give the E and W to him. But again, obviously you can't heal anything in this mountain, so there's no problem. That is what you're supposed to be learning in this game. So let's actually go back into the video. And I'm sure I'm not going to need the other game, but I'm going to keep it on just in case. Let's go back to the video because the video is 6 minutes from 3 hours. It's 6 minutes, and we're going to drop it to 10 minutes at least. So again, I told him during this time, and he started, I told him, heal myself, heal me, heal yourself, heal me, heal yourself, and let me see that you actually got this hands down. And the person did. So I told him, it's like, all right, now follow me, and I am going to guide you through this dungeon and what you should be using and what you should not be using. So during this time, I told him that, again, I am safe. I'm not getting too much damage, so I don't need to use my E and W. However, these two might be a different story, so I might be using it on them. And as you see, I did. And I start using the speed to get away. Now the person is pretty far away. He's supposed to stay near me. Again, I'm moving forward and I'm able to heal myself. I get to the next dungeon and I continue. When you're doing the dungeon runs, there's many things in every single dungeon that may change the aspect of what you're healing with your spiritual seed and your protective nature. Your stack should always be close to 3 when you're actually going through though. So again, I do it, stack myself, and I move forward. I already know how much damage that's going to do. E, W, protective nature, spiritual seed, and protective nature, and then I'm able to heal myself. Skip to the next part. We already reached the end, and I told him again, it's the same way. I didn't use my E and my spiritual seed and my protective nature, just because I didn't need to. So at this point of time, he actually started to get it. We did a couple runs and stuff like that. Again, I had to edit out a video to shorten the video. We did a couple run, and the person is able now to heal better. Now he just needs a little bit more practice, but he's able to actually heal better. And the cast, the Alt+Q, is much easier on him than it should be on the like select, the one normal cast or quick bar cast. So again, during that time, I told him it's going to be very different if you were a tank. See, if a healer is a tank and does this, they'll experience something different. And if a tank goes heal and try to do this for the tank, it's going to be very different. When you're actually healing, if you're the healer, you're supposed to tell your tank, you're supposed to comfort him and tell him, hey, everything is going to be alright. I'm giving you heals right now. It's coming in 2 seconds. 1, I give you the W. You're good to go. Keep going. That's how you comfort your tank, because the tank is going to get really low and press all his damn cooldowns and defenses ability, and that's going to mess up your run. So again, I told him, let's go with yourself as a tank, and we're going to be using Axe. And again, during this time, I taught him how to tank as a tank and me as a healer, how to use your Q ability for rending swing, and how you use your spin to keep the aggro. Again, he goes ahead, he starts doing it, but he's stood there for too long, and I told him, no, you don't need to kill them or anything like that, you just need to run. So come on, let's go. You're good to go. I got your E, I got your W, you're good to go. We get ahead of time, he goes first, does with a rending swing. I told him to pick that up for me. Pick the other up for me, and the reason why I say pick these up for me, just like I said in the first video that I did this, is because when you're going skip run and you're healing them, he drops aggro, and DPS drops on you. So basically we did that. We jumped in here, and then basically we started fighting some of the mobs and get straight to the boss. Again, I had to cut all these videos so you'd be able to get a short video duration. So during this time, I told him exactly what to do, when to press your stone skin, when to press your enfeeble, and when to press your giant. A healer should be in charge of these, because the healer needs to tell him when everything is on cooldown. So again, I'm using obsessive burst this time. I'm not using the fiend road, because I had to teach him how to use the obsessive burst versus the fiend road. So I told him at this time, hey man, you need to use your enfeeble. He does use enfeeble. Hey man, you need to use your giant. My thing is our cooldown. He uses giant. Hey man, you need to use your stone skin. He uses the stone skin. With that, the person was able to do this dungeon easily. Same thing same thing with every other person who has done the dungeon and has been taught how to do the skip runs. They were able to do it easy. We grab our loot, we go back, we sell it, and we go to the next dungeon. Now we have the hidden mines. Hidden mines is a little bit different. So again, we're going to make this a little bit longer for the video, which is still to be close to 10 minutes. But again, I teach him how to actually grab the aggro and keep on it. Again, I told him, get your feeble up just for a bit, and I'm going to use my ENW so he can be fully healed. We skip the blue on chest, and we keep moving forward. During this time, I keep telling him you need to technically be a little bit ahead of me, and this is why you, between your abilities, you're supposed to still have stone skin, still have stone skin and feeble, and switch yourself to run, because I can't go ahead of you. Now here's where he actually made a mistake, and this is where I'm hearing people making some mistake. They're saying they can't zone in, and that is because when you actually attack something, you interact with a mob or a player, you get into combat for 20 seconds. So I told him, return. We have to we have to try to reset it and try to enter the zone. Again, do not hit them. Do not hit these three because we're about to zone in, but as he sees, he's still not in the 20 seconds. So he has to stay there for just a bit as I heal him, and as he's able to go in, I go in next. So that's what happened. People make that kind of mistake. Try not to make that mistake when you're doing the skip random dungeon. Just do not hit anything before you enter the next zone. So again, we move forward. He picks up everything for me. I should not be getting a hit as much. If I do, again, I tell the tank I pick these up for me so we can actually continue. As a heal, since he's a tank, he doesn't get hit as much as you do, and that allows you to actually get to the boss. Now, when you actually come into this boss and it's only a single target boss, then I tell you, he needs to tell your tank, it's like, hey, do you have an ability for single target? We need to switch. So he has Rending Swing. He switches Rending Strike, which is a single target. He stay with Deadly Chop, and again, he keeps his swing. However, depending on the boss, I usually tell him in Soldier Armor, if he's running out of mana, you can go for Energy, and that's fine. Or you can stick with Stone Skin. If I don't aggro, he can go Protective, not Protective Instinct, but the other one's Spirit Crush on his chest, on the Garden chest for more damage. But if it needs to keep aggro, I tell him go back to Protective Instinct during this time. So he does switch, and then he goes against the boss. However, these boss has different mechanic. Every ranged boss in Albion Online that is in the random dungeons, I don't know about anything outside, anything that's a random dungeon, the boss tend to lose aggro, and you actually have to know when the boss gets aggro on a DPS or on yourself, the healer, by the way. Then you need to tell the tank, hey, you need to switch your chest to taunt on these type of bosses. So again, I tell him he has Enfeeble, you need to switch to Taunt. Yes, I can heal myself, but it's a little bit of a hassle. So I tell him just switch to Taunt. And during this time, I will be editing out some of the fights and just focusing on when he actually focused me, the boss. So there it is. He starts hitting me. I tell him Taunt. He does, and the boss will go back up to him. I just heal myself for just a bit so I can have all my healing for the tank. Again, the boss goes on me. I tell the player, taunt him. Again, right there, he's about to actually lose the aggro, and it's going to hit me. And actually, he already finished. My apology about that. Every time he does a little of the flame thing, he just loses aggro, and then he start hitting me. So at this point of time, I actually pick up the chest, and we get 3 books. He gets 4 books. However, there's a little difference between this in the party. When it's one player picking it up, it's actually 8 books. So there's a little trick that you can do. You can leave party and let your friend, your partner, pick up all 8 books, and then let him give you 4 books. The games technically try to split things evenly, but at the same time, the more you have, the less evenly is split between the party. So more is actually equals less. So again, there was sometimes in the dungeon before this, the video that I did, there was a blue tome, and I actually left it for him so he can have all the money. The tome was Insight Tome, but if I pick it up, if we're both in a party and we both open the chest, we get 25 each, him and I, on the single 1K tome for fame. And instead of being able to sell it, you can't. But again, if you actually leave party and you guys want to split that up, you can do that and basically split the money up. So again, I tell him get your stuff ready, get your run, get your rending swings, and let's move on. So he does this, and we move on. Again, when he's actually tanking, don't hit it. Good job. When he's actually tanking, he's much easier to heal. So I did one test for him to actually see it as I am going in first, and then I did another test where he basically is the tanking and he has to aggro everything. We finished some of the boss, and here's what I was talking about. If you look at the last video, you'll know that the one single player opening this up and grabbing the chest will get 3 inside tome. But if there's more player, the system is trying to split it up between you two, 25 and 25. However, the more player, the lower the inside tome. I mean, the lower the tome of whatever the inside of that thing is. But basically, if you have like 9 players, there's a chance that not even one player is going to get shit. Apologies. And let's move it on. During this time, I leave party and I tell my friend, it's like, now we'll open it. And tell me how much tome inside it is.
8.
Instead of 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see, it's very different. And now you have 8 instead of 7. So I should have done that in the fucking beginning. So I was quite pissed because I should have known they would have more in there. So for me being in party, he instead got 7 instead of 8. 36k is 36k, I'm telling you. So again, we get to the end of the boss, we finish the boss, and we open up the chest, and then we go back home, and then again, I give him all the loot, because I don't need it. I give him all the loot, and he pretty much get all the money. So let's actually fast forward, and then get to this point. Now, in this point, the thing is, a player should know how to tank. If a player is a new tank, expect to die. Because if you're a new tank, you really don't know all the mechanics of every boss. You haven't done these random dungeons for a long period of time. However, if you're a good tank, you know all the mechanics here. So I had to explain to him every single mechanic. Plus, at the same time, I have to tell him when to use the ability Giant, when to use the ability Enfeeble or Taunt, or when to use the ability Stone Skin. So during this time, it was quite of a hassle. There's a lot of stuff in the floor. He has to focus on the mage. Sometimes he may distract himself and move to the melee, the one that one is pushing him far, but that's a big mistake. You always have to get the one with the most threat. And the threat, the biggest danger, is the mage. He puts AoE on the tank or on you, so you can't even go together, or I can't use fear or anything like that. She goes ahead and summons the stupid bat, which she's about to summon, and if the tank does not grab the bat hits you. So when you're low and you use your sacrifice, you die and you lose all your loot. And then your tank has to pick up all your shit and then come back home and retry this all over again. Again, she puts stuff in the ground, as you see, all over around here, and that also deals a lot of damage. Plus, you have this asshole just shoving up that spear up your ass. So again, the tank should always focus on the mage. He does die here, but again, we try it again, and this time we actually do it perfectly. I tell the tank when to use all their ability again. The tank focus perfectly on the mage, picks up the bat is supposed to. Every time they summon the bat, he picks it up real quickly, and then he kills it down, and then he goes back into the mage to try to finish it off. When she actually dies, everything becomes easy. So it's just me and the last boss, which is nothing. Finish him off, and then we pick up the Tome of Insight. And I keep forgetting to leave. I did this 3 times, and I keep forgetting to leave, so you can grab all 3 tomes. Whatever. We get to the last boss again. We finish her, grab all the freaking loot. Some awesome loot, by the way. I mean, this loot, I'm pretty sure it was like close to 300 to 400,000 in here. There were so many good loots in Morgana Crest. Now, the last thing that we're going to cover is higher dungeon. If you're a newbie, stick to the 5. Stick to the 5 random dungeons. If you're a higher player and you're actually hearing about this, you're a player who has tier 7, tier 8, and high spec. I did not cover this, but you're not supposed to be doing technically T5. Yes, you can do T5 and earn some money, but no, you're supposed to be doing T7 or T6. T7 is very contested, especially in the black zone. However, if you have black territory with your guild, then you know that you have some people doing scouts. If not, then stick between T6 or so. Don't do T5, do T6. And if you are ballsy, like me and my boy, we tried one time, T8, which if you look at the top left side, V111 equals 8. So we did it so we can see some of the fame on it as well, in case sometimes we wanted to duo. But again, this area is super contested. We saw a blob of PvP on the right side, and we decided to stick to the left side. And again, we did get chased. I didn't get to record it. I skipped it, edited it out. But we got definitely chased by 10 PK players. So we finished this thing, and we looked at it. Oh, beautiful, 7K. That is awesome. I make sure the video is recording. Again, we try to do it with these ones to see how much it gives. This one is going to give you 5K, and the other one is also going to be giving me 7K. So we tried to do the boss in here, and we could have done it. However, we ran into complication. It seems that the guide is reaching the whole world. The guy actually has about 4.2 thousand watch minute. And basically that means that a lot of players are doing this a lot. Plus I had somebody else who actually stole my content and trying to do the same guy and try to take the credit. Not going to mention any name, but I'm pretty sure you know who it is. So again, we saw these players and then we're like, shoot, how did they get this far? Are they also doing skip runs? And where's the other healer? We found out that they came to check us out while the healer went ahead. So once we went ahead of time, we tried to see if they were doing the boss, and yes, one of them got knocked out, but the healer is somewhere invisible. We're about to see as we come back. We tried our best to interrupt that because we wanted it to see the loot for the tier 8 in skip run, which I will be doing in the future, but not in this place, in a different place. Again, we ran in. We lost some times. We tried to steal it by going up and confusing them. Touch actually dies through here, and then we tried to fear the healer into the AoE, but we probably should have feared her into the mob instead. So big mistake by that. They were able to open the chest, and obviously there was nothing we could have done because again, our player Berserker Horse is on tier. He has a good tier for the tier 6 for the, which is 4.2. It's tier 6 for the armor and 4.2 for the weapon for the great axe. But the spec is 0, so there's just no way an armor person is going to be a healer even with the weapon. You have to go full DPS to try to be a holy healer and such. I mean, rending strike, and then do so. So we decided to actually leave the dungeon, come back in, and maybe finish the blue boss. Nope. I told you it was really contested. There was already too many players, so we decided to just leave and run away. And basically that's what we did. And that's where the video actually ends. I guess I didn't actually need this after all. Well, I actually needed it for the first thing, but that's it. This should be between, I don't know, 12 to 13 minute video, so that's you're welcome. Since all you pissing about how long this thing is. So that's pretty much it. If you have any question, comment below, because the video is not as fully detailed as I really wanted it. Goodbye.